You know, there's so much to unpack in this book. I'm not exactly sure where to start. Welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina Kristina. This is where we read books, talk about books, mostly series books. I like the character progression, growth from book to book to book. And this is the last. Oh, there was a. There's one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. This is book 7 of the series. I have to look around. I know book 8 has come out, and I'm looking into it. But this is book 7 of the Gilded Age series, and it's Death at the Falls. And there's just so much to unpack. I'm sorry about the lighting. My lighting is pretty bad. But Niagara Falls. It all takes place at Niagara Falls. Now, you know I have pet peeves, and I can't help it. At least they're not talking about them anymore. But Joffrey Hunter and Prudence Mackenzie work together. She has passed the bar exam, so she is now a lawyer, and he's a lawyer, and Josiah is their secretary who has a hidden past, and it hasn't been revealed yet, and it's hinted that in the future that may come into play, but not as of yet. So they have this little bit of Hunter and Mackenzie and Hunter investigations in Manhattan, and she's a very wealthy young lady. She's not yet 20. I don't think we haven't had a birthday thing, so I'm not sure. And she was engaged to be married, but her fiance died. And her father left her very wealthy. And she's part of the possible 400 or whatever. But there's never any mention of societal people. She's never doing. Her aunt came into town the book before last. And they had this big society thing. And the aunt was all about propriety. And Prudence was having none of it. I mean, she spends all this time with Joffrey, and there's never any hint of relationship between them. There's hints of like feelings, but they never hold hands, they never touch, they never this, they never that. It's all clean and platonic. So I don't know what's going on here with that. But anyways, so she's in Manhattan, and Prudence gets a letter from her aunt, the one that left, Rosemary, I forget. So she gets this telegram. My notes aren't in order. Oh, shoot. I don't know where my notes are. Oh. I really don't. Shoot. So I'm not going to be very good with names here, and I apologize in advance. But none of my notes are here. Oh, God. Let me go look. I want to know what my notes are. Okay. So her Aunt Jillian wrote her the note saying that her friend of hers, Ernestine Hamilton, needs her help. And so the aunt didn't give any specific information, just said the woman needs her help. So Jeffrey and Prudence hop on the train, and they head up to Niagara Falls to help the aunt. And they get up there, and they walk into a murder. Have you heard? There's a history. I could probably research it. Maybe I should have researched it for this book to make this a little better. I'm sorry, I didn't think about that till now. There's been, over the years, it's been done quite a few times. There's a really good chance of death, and a lot of people have died. But there was this thing early on about going over the falls in a barrel or in a boat or in this or that different contraption. Some guy a couple of years ago, maybe more than 10 or 20, I don't remember exactly, did the tight warp wrap, tight, put the string across the thing and tried to walk across it. Sorry. So they get up there, and apparently this guy makes barrels. That's his business, making barrels for liquor. In the olden days when they used wooden barrels, now they use metal. But anyways, so he's making these barrels and he's putting sheep. And I was like, what? You killing an animal on purpose? You're hurting and torturing an animal by putting them in a barrel and sending them over the falls? You're gonna scare the ever-living crap out of the animal's gonna have a heart attack before he dies and drowns. You cruel person, you! And I was so infuriated when I found this out that the guy was doing it, and he had no remorse at all that he was sending these animals to their death over the falls. So they get up there, and they arrive at the falls just as this barrel goes over. And when it comes down in one piece, and apparently it wasn't supposed to come down in one piece. Apparently it was supposed to come down in pieces, and the body was supposed to disappear. And everybody was supposed to assume it was the lamb, right? But no, the barrel makes it over first and in perfect condition. But when they open it up, there's no lamb inside. There's a body inside that barrel with multiple broken bones and a broken neck. So now it's murder, because now the police have to decide, did the guy that sent the barrel over the hill do it on purpose? Is it murder? You have to interrupt. Thank you. So the guy says that he put the lamb in the barrel and he nailed it shut himself and he doesn't know what happened. Is he lying or is he telling the truth? And someone said there may have been two barrels, one with the lamb, one with the guy in it. And Prudence and Mackenzie walk into it and they offer their services to the guy to offer to investigate and see what happened. Because the guy swears he's innocent 6 weeks to Sunday. Oh, I'm innocent. I didn't do nothing. I don't believe you. So they get into this thing and they start with the barrel thing, and then they go to see the friend of her aunt, Miss Ernestine Hamilton, and she has this young lady. She's 17. She'll be 18 in less than a month or so. And her father has disappeared. Her mother is presumed dead. And the grandmother, who's the wealthy socialite of the town, and who's also known as a little bit of a recluse and a little bit of an evil recluse, her husband has a massive heart attack and stroke. He's confined to a chair, unable to move at all. He's at the whim of everybody. He has a private nurse. And his wife is handling all the finances and everything just like she likes it. And she wants an heir. She wants an heir she does not want the heir to be her son's child at all. She doesn't want Rowan, the son's daughter, to inherit it all. She's really pissed off 6 ways to Sunday about the granddaughter inheriting. No, she wants a boy to inherit. It's got to be a boy. However, her daughter, who married, had 2 boys, but they're mentally handicapped. And having mentally handicapped in my family, I took, the grandmother's treatment of these kids was unbelievable. I just didn't like it. Um, she wants them committed to an asylum. And I was in a similar situation where everybody wanted my relative to be committed to an asylum because he wasn't going to amount to nothing. And his parent fought like crazy and kept him home. And he was in diapers till he was like 9. And they had to move his jaw to teach him how to chew. He was like 3 before he walked. And immediately when he was walking, even though he was still in diapers, got sent to school, and was taught regular public school, and was taught hygiene and self-care, how to take care of his personal hygiene, how to sweep, vacuum, wash dishes, and other household chores. Reading, not so much. Signs first name. Remembers sight words, was taught emergency words, danger, men's room, ladies' room, poison, stuff like that. That's what he was taught in school, but no, $2 is a tremendous amount of money. So that's all that. But so they don't understand what's going on here because the grandmother hasn't taken any legal action against the granddaughter, who will come into whatever is out there when she's 18. And the grandmother has scheduled a wedding because her daughter's first husband died. And he was the father of the 2 mentally handicapped children. And apparently it ran in his line, but he never told anybody. So she wants the daughter to marry into money so she can increase her wealth and so she can control everything. But so the world is wondering, if she wants to do all this stuff, why doesn't she take the granddaughter to court? Because there is no marriage, there's no record of the marriage to the girl's mother, and she wants to have her declared illegitimate. There is no birth record to be found. All those records have been hidden. And so Prudence and Joffrey get into this. They discover they're going to need more help, so they have their workers, Amos and Josiah, come up. And like I said, Josiah's got some stuff hidden in his past that we really don't know about yet. Josiah may or may not be wealthier than he's led everybody to believe, but he likes working as a secretary. He likes doing the investigations with Joffrey and Prudence. So there's that. So they learn from Lady Hamilton that while the son Lucas was around, the granddaughter was well cared for at the house. But the minute that Lucas left, the granddaughter was locked down the 3rd floor, kept in a room, fed daily, and that kind of stuff. And the minute it was presumed that the son had died, the grandmother ships the girl off to an orphanage where she's abused and has to wash floors and, not treated very well at all. So this other lady rescues her, Lady Hamilton, the lady that Prudence and Joffrey have gone to assist with. And she's living with this elderly gentleman out in the forest who is blind and has a dog. And so they're wondering why the woman hasn't taken the granddaughter to court yet if she's so against her. And then they investigate the murder of, or the death of, the guy that was ended up in the barrel with the broken neck. And that leads to some more investigation, and it becomes so leveled and multi-leveled and more leveled and more leveled that you really, if you want to really pay attention to the details, there's an awful lot in here. You have the the situation with the granddaughter and why the grandmother hasn't taken her to court yet. It would be an easy thing to do. You have the arranged marriage. The daughter really doesn't, Daphne doesn't want the marriage, but her grandmother is forcing her to do it, or her mother actually is forcing her to do it. And she doesn't know that once she's married, the guy she's going to marry, in conjunction with her mother, are going to put her two sons in the asylum until she delivers children to this guy. He wants natural heirs. And he's supposed to be very, very, very wealthy. But rumors start to trickle in. He has been building this house because the grandmother wanted the future son-in-law, to live with them in her house. But he's like, no, I need a separate establishment. And he's building this a separate establishment. But rumors start to trickle in that he's not paying anybody. And more rumors trickle in that he might be in a little bit of debt. And while this is all going on, Amos is investigating the barrel maker. And he finds out some very interesting things about the barrel maker, and that he may not be on the up and up. And he may have a side deal that he earns most of his money on. So you have that. So you have the thing with the granddaughter, the thing with the daughter's marriage, and the barrel maker. Then Josiah comes up. He's the clerk. He's the secretary. And he does the investigating into the documents, the public documents. And he finds that Lady Hamilton, the woman that hired Prudence and Joffrey to look into all of this, she's not all on the up and up, and she has some financial dealings. And they discover that her husband was embezzling, and he had some shady dealings. But apparently, Miss Hamilton was very shrewd businesswoman and was aware of her husband's business dealings. And as fast as he was making them, she was cleaning them up behind him and taking care of it and taking back all the stuff that he sold. So you've got that going on. Then someone goes after the granddaughter, Rowan, and the elderly guy she's living with, who is blind, by the way, and their dog is protecting them, and they put out a bear trap, and the dog accidentally gets stuck in the bear trap and gets injured. And, because the blind guy was using him like a seeing eye dog. So that's going on. And then, you see, you keep having, there's so many piles and piles and piles of stuff going on. Then people start to be getting murdered. The fiance gets murdered. He's murdered with somebody else. It's made to look like they killed each other in a shootout, and that's wrong. There was a third person in the room, but nobody knows that. Then the two legal clerks, one on the New York side and one on the Canadian side, who were dressing more better than they should have, and it was obvious that they were making some side money too, they get murdered. And that's a whole nother side. This is so layered. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Can I help you? It's so layered. I can't wait till I get the next one. I wrote down the title and I don't remember right now. But it's just so layered. And you have to peel away. You have to peel away all the layers to get to all this stuff. So you have to find out what happens with the granddaughter. Is she proved legitimate? Do documents show up? Is the father really dead? Is his wife really dead? What happened to them? Where'd they go? Etc. The guy with the barrels. What happens with him? Do they prove him guilty? Does he go to jail, or does something else happen? the fiance that gets killed, what's going on with his background, what's going on with Lady Hamilton and her background, and what's going on with the evil grandmother, what happens with her. There's just so much in this book, and it's a small book height wise, but it is 356 pages. It's smaller than your average. So there's an 8.5 by 11 page, and that's the book. So I wanted to show you how short it was. But it is a really good, interesting read. It didn't take that long at all, about 3 hours, a little more, because I stopped for dinner. But it's really good, and it's really interesting. And the author says she wrote it during COVID, so we'll see what happens with that. But I could do some more research on Niagara Falls, but it's over now. But anyways, I'm looking forward to the next book. It'll be a while before we get it, so I'm trying to decide what to go next. But we do have the Women's Murder Club. I'm up to, oh good Lord, 13. So look for that in the next couple days. And if you could please hit the like and subscribe, because this channel is, I'm growing slower than a turtle can move. I mean, people tell me be happy that it's moving upwards, but I'm telling you, every time it shoots up, it shoots back down. I would like to hit 200 by St. Patrick's Day. That may happen, may not happen. It doesn't look so good right now. And don't forget Flashback Mondays, Star Trek Fridays, my new series, If Then, Fridays afternoons after Star Trek. We did the Bridgertons. If you like Julia Quinn's Bridgertons, maybe you like Joanna Lindsay's Mallory's. You going off again. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. Bang, 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 bang. That's only 6. Usually she does 9. So that's pretty good. She doesn't work. She doesn't tell time. So we did the If Then with the Bridgertons Regency series. So look forward to that, and hope you checked it out previously. And Patricia Cornwell, if you like her, maybe you like Kathy Reichs or Tess Garrison or the other medical mysteries. And then are you a fan of bookshops and bookstores? We got some mysteries going there. So I hope you will check out all my If Then Friday episodes that will continue, and my Star Trek episodes, which used to carry this channel through the bad times, and apparently Star Trek has sunk below the basement level, so I don't know what's going on with that. So please hit the like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this book as much as I did.